here, rake in profit, and I wanted to do a little bit of a late night live Q&A from my vehicle right now. And if you're wondering what am I doing in my car, what inspired me to make this video, well, actually I'm just leaving my local thrift store, and I actually don't go thrifting too much nowadays. Matter of fact, I could probably count on both hands how many times I've gone thrifting in the last year. And for folks who have been following my journey over the last 10 years or so, you know that I started 10 years ago by, I traveled the whole country. I went to thrift stores, garage sales, and then, over time, I, moved into other forms of sourcing, retail arbitrage, and really over the last 3 years, I'm big into online arbitrage. I do most of all my sourcing online. What's going on, Christian? Good to see you guys. If you guys are here live right now, drop a comment, show some love. Let me know where you are from. I'm in Connecticut. For the folks just coming in, I'm literally just leaving the thrift store, and I really didn't find too much. The only thing I found was this board game right here, okay? And it's selling for about $33. It's brand new sealed. It's the Golden Girls Clue board game. So I'll probably end up making about 10 bucks on that just because they wanted $10 for it. So this thrift store was pretty cleared through, and there really wasn't a lot of opportunity. Kristen says working through E2A and A2A at the moment. Awesome. Let me know in the comments down below. How are you guys sourcing items nowadays? I want to know, how are you sourcing items nowadays? Are you selling on eBay? Are you selling on Amazon? Are you selling on Facebook Marketplace? I guess to catch people up who haven't been following my channel for a while, I'm 100%, well, I'll say 99% eBay to Amazon. So that means I buy my items from ebay.com. They get shipped to either myself or my prep center, and then they get shipped directly to Amazon FBA. And when it sells, Amazon's going to pick it, package, ship it, deal with customer service, so on and so forth. And the benefit of doing eBay to Amazon is you can work from home. You don't have to drive around and go to thrift stores and garage sales and fight with competitors. Literally, I'm able to just leverage my capital to be able to find deals from home. And recently, I'll be making some videos. I have now decided, and I've actually started this for about 2 months, but I've decided I'm going 100% all prep center. So the best part is right now, I don't even have to really, moving forward over the last couple of weeks, all my items are going to a prep center. So literally, I don't even have to touch the products anymore. I don't see the products anymore. I buy the items from eBay. They get drop shipped to my prep center. They prep it, they list it, they ship it, so on and so forth. Oh, we got Milford in the house today. Yeah, you're probably about 45 minutes away from me. I'm in the Hartford area. A lot of thrift stores in that area. I'm sure you hit up New Haven and Boston Post Road, and I love going to that Savers over there and the Goodwill. And I think Milford, right? Isn't that on the way to, is there a Whole Foods over there? I'm not sure if that's Milford or not. I might be getting mixed up, but I know you're a little bit away from me. The hardest and biggest headache for me is tracking items and accounting. Sourcing is easy. Well, what's your main model? How are you sourcing your items? In terms of tracking purposes, for me, I use my E2A master sheet. So for anyone who's in my master class or in any of the Facebook groups, you know exactly what the E2A master sheet is. But that's how I track and reconcile all of my inventory. What's going on, The Real Decker? Much love. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. And if you're watching live right now, let me know right now in the comments. Do you have any questions? Anything going on? How's business? Ecom Americana says Happy New Year. Paco from Columbus. What's going on? Columbus, Ohio. I'm enrolled with Joji. Awesome. So sounds like a lot of folks are learning how to flip Amazon to Amazon. That's fantastic. Yeah, I think eBay to Amazon, Amazon to Amazon are both equal fantastic opportunities. And if you're thinking to yourself, I actually want to know, I want to show of hands, right? Put a 1 in the comments if maybe you wish that you had a way to be able to find more inventory other than thrifting or library sales or garage sales. Put a 1 in the comments if you wish you had the ability to have products come directly to you without having to run around all day long. Who here could use more products to sell, right? Let me know down below, because that's how I felt. Yeah, The Real Decker saying 1. I felt that way for years. And the reality is there's an abundance of opportunities at thrift stores, right? Who doesn't want that? There's an abundance of opportunities at thrift stores, but I'd be lying to all of you guys, and you'd be lying to yourself if the reality of it was there's not a lot more competition, the prices are going up. I actually don't think folks, at least in our area, from what I've heard from my mom, because she goes out thrifting all the time, and I have friends who obviously thrift full time, I hear on the street a lot that donations aren't as plentiful. Folks aren't donating as much, and it certainly makes sense with, inflation. And, I think folks just, maybe they're holding on to stuff for whatever reason. Maybe they're selling it on their own. Maybe they're like, damn, like these things are so expensive now. Maybe I don't want to donate it, right? But there's plenty of opportunities out there. It's just obviously super time consuming to find this stuff. Yeah, Kid Tia says one. Blogger Queen says Dr. Seuss books on eBay to resell on Amazon for about 100 profit each. Wow, that's fantastic. Yeah, I can't say that I've ever flipped any Dr. Seuss from eBay to Amazon. I actually don't do a ton of books anymore. I'm mostly focused on, in my business, I sell a lot of DVDs, CDs, board games, video games, tools, electronics, office supplies. I have a wide variety of items that I flip. But I love the fact that I don't have to go out thrifting anymore. It's fun. I miss it. I'm here right now. Again, I found a board game, not much, but I don't know how folks do it, to be honest. I don't know how folks who are trying to earn a full-time income make a full-time income just going to thrift stores. I don't know, at least in my area. And when I go out, and again, I don't have a lot of data lately because I just don't go out a ton, but the 10, 15 times or so I've gone out thrifting in the last year for fun, it's always been slim pickings. It's been pretty tough. And maybe it's because I'm mostly Amazon, right? If I was eBay, there'd probably be a lot more opportunities. Oh, and somebody shut their light off, so I lost a little bit of light here. But I'm curious, does anybody actually make a full-time income just thrifting nowadays on Amazon? I'd be curious about that. Aiming Arrows, what's up? Today I flipped from Facebook Marketplace to eBay for the first time. Super exciting. Aiming Arrows, that is fantastic. Matter of fact, before I transitioned, after I got in my car accident, almost 3 years ago, and I made the decision to transition to eBay to Amazon, before I went full blast into that, which again, I've sold over 20,000 items in the last 2.5 years from eBay to Amazon. Before I went full blast into that, guess what? I was flipping like hundreds of items from Facebook Marketplace to eBay. Facebook Marketplace to Amazon. You could probably flip it to eBay as well, but Facebook Marketplace, have folks ship stuff to you. There's insane opportunities. And the reality is with Facebook Marketplace, the filtering is pretty crummy. So if you get really specific with the keywords that you put in there, you could find some really, really fantastic deals. How do you handle inauthentic complaints on Amazon? So there's a couple things you could do. Number one, you have to make sure that you do your diligence beforehand. If you're thrifting, garage sales, eBay to Amazon, all that stuff, if you get an inauthentic complaint or you get a counterfeit, you're pretty much screwed. The thing is, there's a couple things right here. If you get a couple of them, and I've had probably 4 or so over the last 3 years, and if you have a good amount of selling history, you're most likely going to be fine. It is Russian roulette though. Some folks get in trouble the first time, but I don't think I even know anybody who's ever gotten banned on Amazon from thrifting or eBay to Amazon, but I do know people who get suspended. So what can you do? Well, number one, make sure you don't get it by making sure the storefront isn't on it, not selling sketchy items, checking Keepa, using IP alert, so on and so forth. But if you do get one, you could reach out to the brand or whoever complained to try to get it removed. You can appeal it. You could submit an eBay invoice. I know people who do that and have success with it. I also know people who don't have success with it, probably more the latter. But that's essentially my thoughts on it. It's best to be careful and not get one. But if you do, yeah, you're pretty much shit out of luck. You just got to be really careful. It's the same with thrifting. Goodwill bins are big here in Portland and Washington. Sometimes I could buy full bins of unpacked items. That sounds like a great opportunity. Yeah, I've got some bins, but it's like an hour away. Lemonberry Finds. Hey, Steve, all of us need more product. Where to find more books? South California is tough. I would 100% look into eBay to Amazon or Amazon to Amazon flipping. Either one of those. Because I tell you right now, if you're in California, you're probably paying a pretty penny to source books anyways. And like you said, it's, you know, somewhat slim picking. So I would start cherry picking items from Amazon to flip back on Amazon. That's, you know, through Amazon merchants, and you could use Keep a Deals, Keep a Product Finder, Keep a Alerts. If you guys aren't following Joji Davenport, do so. He's a master with that. He also has a course on that. Highly recommend it. Or eBay to Amazon. I'm telling you, you can find hundreds of thousands of books sourcing from eBay to Amazon. The downside, though, there's pros and cons. The downside to doing eBay to Amazon or Amazon to Amazon is it requires more capital, it requires more money, requires more investment, and it also requires more skill. You have a lot less room to make an error because you're spending more money. Whereas if you go to a thrift store, you make an error and it's like, whatever, I lost $1, $2, $3. But if you do eBay to Amazon or Amazon to Amazon, you might have $10, $20, $30, $40 in a particular ASIN, and you're going to want to make sure that you have a good, item that's going to sell in a timely manner, good ROI, profit, and so on and so forth. Ecom Americana says, Steve, saw your video with Corey. You pumped up for the class, so you're diversifying your business with wholesale. Yeah, great question. So I'll just say I'm like pretty much 100% eBay to Amazon right now. And I put a post in for anyone who's in the eBay to Amazon masterclass. Show some love. Let me know down below. But I put a post in there telling everybody there, guys, I'm not leaving eBay to Amazon. That would be so stupid. I make so much money from eBay to Amazon. And I mean, I'm not getting rich off of it, but I made about 150,000 profit out of about 700,000 in sales in 2023, working like 5 to 6 to 7 hours a week. So I'd be a complete moron to quit that. But I've learned from my 10 years of experience, you know, you've got to look down the road. And I know for a fact, if I keep scaling my eBay to Amazon business, like this year, I'm probably going to do $1 million in sales. I know I'm playing with fire, right? If you thrift, if you do garage sales, eBay to Amazon, Amazon to Amazon, anything without invoices, when you start getting to 7 figures, you're probably playing with fire. So I want to start building wholesale into the mix. I want to add maybe 10 to 20% in 2024. So I'll do maybe, the goal is if things go well, if the class goes well, do about 80% eBay to Amazon, about 20% wholesale, and then slowly but surely build that up, because with wholesale, it's just safer. The margins are certainly nowhere near as good as eBay to Amazon. But I always like to dip my foot in a new opportunity that I could see being, beneficial in the future. So that's the plan. I'm really not going to change too much right now, though. But good question. Rubber Wilbur says, do you drop ship directly from eBay to Amazon, or do you have it shipped to your location or reship yourself? Yeah, great question. So I do eBay to Amazon. I buy items off of ebay.com, physical products, and over the last 3 years, I've had them shipped to my house. So then I would inspect them, list them, prep them, label them, ship them out the door to Amazon FBA, and, then, let the magic happen. Now what I've done, since I had a car hit my house, and I actually recorded a video, it's coming out. For anyone who doesn't know, September 2nd, 2023, a car freaking got hit at the intersection, slammed into my house, and I've been literally not living in my house for 5 months. I'm allowed to go back in. Matter of fact, I'm more or less like sneaking back in, but I had a car hit my house. You guys can see it. I posted it on my channel like 4 months ago, and I couldn't get in my house for months. My sales tanked. I made videos about it, whatever. I recovered, but now what I'm using is a prep center. So I buy the items off eBay. They get drop shipped to my prep center. My prep center then preps it, lists it, ships it. So now moving forward in 2024, I ain't touching the products anymore, which is fantastic. So there's a cost. It's about $1.50 per item for my prep center to prep it, polybag it if necessary, and ship it. But I was already paying that same amount having physical employees come to my house and prep it and everything. So, I'm tax exempt. I got tax exempt in the state that I'm shipping to. And yeah, that's pretty much the process. Christian says, how much is the capital in starting eBay to Amazon or Amazon to Amazon? I mean, you could start with probably a couple $100. I mean, you could start with $100. The thing is, you're going to scale super slow. So I'd say if you have yourself $500 to $1,000, pick yourself up a good amount of inventory, start flipping it and turning it. And the reality is, so in December, I had a $120,000 rolling average month. I don't know what I ended the month at for December, but there was a 30-day period within December where whether it was November 18th to December 18th. I don't know what the exact date was, but I did over 100,000 in December. The only difference between someone like me doing $120,000 a month on Amazon versus somebody doing $10,000 a month is the person who's making 12 times as much is just spending typically 12 times as much if you're doing online arbitrage or wholesale. So, you know, I typically have $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month rolling over into inventory for my cost of goods to be able to buy the stuff. And yeah, my typical margins are typically between 40 to 60%. I mean, some of the items I flip have a 200% margin, but I typically don't go less than 40%. I have a printing press here in India, and I can make a counterfeit of any book. How can I sell these on Amazon? You're crazy. I think you're trolling with me. You're definitely trolling. You can print out as many counterfeit books as you like, Sahil, but you will be eliminated from Amazon very quickly. I can promise you that. What up, Thrift School in the house? Blogger says, when you do videos on books, I look them up on eBay. Sometimes there is profit to be made. Yeah, absolutely. This guy's crazy. Says he has a printing press in India and he's going to print counterfeit books. You can make a lot of money doing that. I mean, there's people doing that right now. I wouldn't recommend it, though. Goodwill is well aware of the value of merchandise now and sell used shoes for 40 bucks. Yeah, I know. They're a bunch of idiots. But they missed the mark on a lot of stuff. I mean, it's true. It's absolutely true. You know, there's so much inventory going through these thrift stores that stuff falls through the cracks. And it's the same with eBay. How the hell am I able to do $700,000 in a year and make $150,000 profit buying from other resellers? How in the world is that possible? Well, a couple reasons. Number one, items go for more money on Amazon. Number two, even though most resellers are pretty smart, you know, some folks don't really know what they're doing, and or the person I'm buying from on eBay maybe isn't a reseller, like, you know, a savvy reseller. And I mean, yeah, I mean, we buy anywhere from 500 to 1,000 items from eBay literally every single month. And it's actually, the volume's getting less, right? So I'm doing less and less volume. You're probably thinking, well, that doesn't make sense. How are you growing, but you're doing less volume? I'm raising my average selling price. So on Amazon over the last about 6 months, my average selling price is getting close to $80. Okay. So what is up with this guy in the comments? How to sell books in new condition on Amazon? Dude, you are going to get banned. I don't know why you're asking these questions or if you're trolling me. If you want to get banned, this will be a good lesson for everybody. I don't know if Sahil in the comments is trolling me or it's one of my friends messing with me, because it's actually pretty funny. This dude's in the comments saying, I got a printing press in India. I could print any counterfeit book. Dude, are you whacked out? You're trying to sell books as new? Guys, don't sell books as new. Don't sell counterfeit books. Before you sell a textbook, make sure you go to book-run.com/counterfeit calculator and make sure that it doesn't come back as highly likely or likely to be counterfeit. Go to stopcounterfeitbooks.com to be able to determine if it's counterfeit or not. There's a lot of different signs, but this is actually kind of entertaining. Polanco's bargains. Just want to put it out there. There was nothing like getting a book for $1.25 and selling it for $70. You are so right. Matter of fact, I went to today. I was spending time with my girlfriend and my mom and my girlfriend's mom. We went out to eat, and then we stopped at a Salvation Army earlier in the day. This is actually a rare occurrence for me to go to 2 thrift stores in a day, but I found a vintage discontinued juicer, okay, from, I think it was like from the 90s, but it was brand new, sealed, in the box, never opened. $14. I'm going to sell it for $325. So I tell you, I miss those types of margins. I miss having the 6,000, 10,000 infinite profit, right, on my money, getting stuff for free and flipping it from thrift stores. But does everybody know why I moved to eBay to Amazon, right? Does anybody have an idea why I quit thrifting for the most part, right? For the majority of my sourcing. It's not that thrift stores aren't amazing. It's not that you can't find incredible deals. You absolutely can. The reason I quit doing it was because A, it takes up a ton of time, and B, you can't really leverage your money. That's the thing. What you're doing when you go to a thrift store is you're leveraging the thrift store, like just the opportunity at the thrift store and your knowledge. That's it. So it's really hard to scale, and there's nothing wrong. Like if you have a goal to just make a few $1,000s a month, 5,000, 10,000. I know Thrift School's in the house. If you guys aren't following Thrift School, go to his damn channel. I don't know what you're doing. This guy goes into thrift stores, finds cool stuff, shares cool things. Jesse's been a good friend of mine for a while. But the thing is, I wanted to have a business that ran without me. I wanted to be able to source products without me. I wanted to be able to have products come to me. I wanted to be able to leverage my time, and I wanted to be able to make $5,000 a month, $10,000, $15,000 a month profit, which I've been able to do. So don't think that I hate thrift stores. Don't think that I dislike thrifting. I mean, I dislike how the thrift stores, you know, think they're hot shit, and they, you know, try to act like they're for the community when 90% of the community going to a thrift store can't even afford the stuff. That's my problem, right? But I still go. I thrift. It's fun. It's a rush. It's a treasure hunt. There's probably nothing funner in the whole world for me than like going into a thrift store and going into or going to a garage sale. Probably a garage sale is the funnest thing I could ever do in my whole life. I love going to garage sales, right? But it is what it is. Rubber says if you're in a populated area, especially when it's warm all year around, yard sales is best. Homeowners are not aware of the value. Exactly. 100% agree. 100%. Time is money. But I'll tell you, there are times that I miss having a more fun business, right? I'm not saying eBay to Amazon isn't fun, but it's not like, after a while, it's very robotic, right? You're just recycling money. That's it. And now I'm not even going to see the products. I'm not even going to touch the products. You know, for all you guys are concerned, you're probably not even going to think I'm reselling anymore because I'm not going to have the pictures to prove it with all the stuff's coming to my steps. But, you know, for the folks who know, you know, you'll know. Mike says, Mr. Answer, if you buy a book or DVD for $2, how much on average for FBA do you need to sell it to break even? So that's a good question. So what I would recommend, instead of me giving you a long answer, download the Amazon seller app, scan an item. Once you scan it, you'll be able to put the price in, and it'll tell you how much the fees are, right? So I'd say if you buy a book for $2, typically to break even, you're going to have to sell it for at least $10. But the fees are going to be dependent upon the size, the dimensions, so on and so forth. So just get the app, scan it, and plug the numbers in. That's the easiest way. Or if you use Scout IQ or Scoutly, you can just scan items and it'll tell you how much profit you'll make. So that's what I would recommend right there. Thrift School says, weren't you not liking driving? Yeah, that was another big thing too, Thrift School. I was just, after I got in an accident, I just pretty much just turned into a scaredy cat driving. Matter of fact, it's taken like 3 years for me to like finally feel comfortable driving again. Rubber says, I always look at the weight of an item as well. If it's over a pound, it costs more. Yeah, exactly. Jeff Bezos is my close relative. Do you need any help? Oh, wow, Sahil. I didn't know that Jeff Bezos, I can't tell if you're an Indian gentleman, but I'm assuming that you are Indian since you said you had a printing press in India. So yeah, I mean, maybe, you know, if you could put me in touch with Jeff, you know, I want to see if I could feature him in my upcoming masterclass. So yeah, if you want to put me in touch with Mr. Bezos, that would be fantastic. I would love to be able to connect with him. And who knows, maybe my next video will be live on his yacht. Maybe I can get Thrift School out there, and who knows, maybe we can make some videos about how to sell counterfeit books. Ecom, what up, man? What advice would you give to new resellers? What would you do different as a new reseller if you were starting out in 2024? This is a great question. Number one, I'd stop selling low ticket books and DVDs and stuff. Like, get away from selling $10, $12, $13 items. I'm telling you, I don't know a single person anymore in 2024 who's making a substantial amount of money selling low ticket stuff, unless you've been in business for a while and you really have fantastic systems. But if you're a new reseller, right? If you're someone like Thrift School, who's been in business, who's smart, who's an entrepreneur, who obviously knows his shit, like, he's going to be able to do okay with low ticket stuff because he really understands it. But the average new reseller, you should be trying to aim for stuff that's selling for $20, $30, $40. You have a lot more room for error. If prices tank, you have room for error. You know, you'll have a lot more profit and ROI, and you're probably going to do a lot of silly things in the beginning and lose money making bad buys. So making sure that your products make $7, $8 profit minimum, I would focus on. I would really try to focus on, if you're going to buy items from thrift stores, make sure that if you're going to sell something outside of like a book or a DVD or even a book, make sure it's not counterfeit. Check book run, counterfeit calculator. If you're going to sell anything like tools, electronics, anything like that, right? Any name brand stuff, make sure the storefront's not on it. Make sure there's no Keepa drop-offs, like big drop-offs, like of 6 sellers down to 1. Make sure you use IP alert if you could, and just be safe, right? And get ungated. If you're a new seller, you have to stop complaining that you're restricted on everything. It's the new reality, okay? It's like if you woke up, like maybe you were frozen in 1970 and then you woke up in 2024 and you're like, what the heck? Why is everything so expensive? I don't know, but it's the reality. So get used to paying $25 for a Big Mac and a large fry. If you're gonna sell on Amazon, get used to the fact fees are high. Yes, I know. That's why you gotta sell items that are $20, $30, $40 each. That's another reason why I moved to eBay to Amazon. And you have to get ungated slowly but surely. Pick a brand each week to get ungated in, but make sure you don't get ungated in just any and everything. Only get ungated in brands that you're going to be flipping often. Thrift School says, I bought recently 4,000 to 6,000 brand new sealed batteries that had an average selling price of $6. I paid around $1.50 each, and I'm clearing about $2. That's probably because you're in the you're probably in the small and light program, right? So you're getting some credits and you're making your money because you're leveraging the small and light program right there, I'm assuming. That's crazy. Are you serious? Yeah, that's insane right there, Thrift School. I can't tell if you're trolling me or not, because how the heck do you sell an item for $6 and pay $1.50 and make $2 each? It's got to be the small and light program, I'm assuming. Sahil, I love Sahil, man. We got to connect sometime. Do you know what is similarly between you and Jeff Bezos? You both have the same hairstyle. We're both bald businessmen. When I started reselling and watching your videos in 2013, I would walk out of the thrift stores with a shopping cart of high margins. Now it's completely changed, and I laugh at the prices. Yeah, I know. It's another reason why I went to online arbitrage. But here, let's be honest, guys. You can still make a killing going to thrift stores, but it's, you really got to have expertise. You got to be in the right place at the right time. Maybe there's a element of luck. Maybe you just have a honey hole. You're in the right area, or maybe you don't have a lot of resellers in your area. But I honestly don't know how just straight up booksellers are making a full-time income only going to thrift stores. I don't even know if it's possible anymore. I'm sure it is, but yeah, I would not want to be that bookseller. What up, Bearded Picker? Small and light ended in September. Oh, well, you can tell that I don't deal with small and light, right? As my average selling price is over $70. So I think the small and light was what, $12 or less or something. But that's interesting. I'm curious, how the heck are you making $2 on an item you're paying $1.50 for, paying for $6? It's got to be, I don't sell those types of items, but I believe you. Thrift School says, I'm not trolling. I'm selling around $5 and still making profit. Small and light program. So I don't even know if the small and light is available, because Bearded Picker, I know he knows what he's talking about. And I know Thrift School does. So I don't know, but I believe you. We've been friends for a while, so I believe you. I was just shocked. What up, Rose? When I'm sourcing online, I tend to run all books through Counterfeit Checker. Smart. But when I get books from thrift stores, I only check the textbooks to be safe. Yeah, I agree. I think that's smart. I wouldn't really check books that aren't textbooks, because textbooks, those are the ones that law firms are suing you. Those are the ones that are obviously trying to protect their gazillions of dollars that they're making. So I'd like to see you collab with Joe, the crazy NY driver, again. I love his content. Yeah, Joe's a really good guy. Bearded Picker says, Amazon supposedly lowered all FBA fees for under 10, no program anymore. Okay, yeah, that makes sense then. Hey, go give Bearded Picker a follow, guys. Really great content. Good to hear from you. Jesse says, yeah, it's just base price now. Bearded Picker is right. It's technically not small and light anymore, but the price is standard. That's great. That's fantastic. Now, I'm curious, Jesse, are those batteries under the dangerous goods program? And have you had any issues with them with shipping them in or anything like that? Are you merchant fulfilling, or are you FBA? All right. A. Henderson, help. I have a lot of DVDs with the original discs, but the library cover on them. Will I get a flag? Are you trying to sell them as new or used? I'm pretty sure you could sell them as used, right? Because I know I used to sell books that were like had the library jacket and cover on it, but I believe you had to adhere to listing it in a specific condition, and I think you had to notate it. So don't take my word for it, because I don't sell a lot of stuff like that. Do some research, but I think you could, if you just might not be able to condition it past acceptable, but I could be wrong. All right, I'm just flicking through the comments. Christian says, is it okay to start with $3K and flip an eBay to Amazon, or Amazon to Amazon? Yeah, but just invest $100 and buy a couple and then see how it goes. If you like it, you invest another 100, and then you slowly invest 200 the next month, 500, 1,000. I mean, that's how I did it, right? This month, we're probably going to spend maybe 50,000. Yeah, 50 to 60,000 we're going to spend this month. And it wasn't always like that, okay? I started by spending $100, and then 500, then 1,000, then 2,000, and 5,000. Never listen to what anybody says on the internet, guys. You have to take what people say, and if you trust them, maybe you've been following me for a while and you trust me, just still don't trust everything I say. You take it with a grain of salt, you try it out, minimal budget, do your own research, and then you slowly build from there. Do you still sell audiobooks on Amazon? No, I don't sell any audiobooks. They don't really sell well. We got Lords in the house. Hey, by the way, Lords, I want to give a big shout out. I'm going to make her blush right now. Lords actually recently applied for, I have an award program for folks in my eBay to Amazon masterclass. She recently hit a really awesome milestone. I'd love to share it, but I don't want to put her business out there if she's not okay with me sharing, but she hit a really amazing milestone in her eBay to Amazon business. So just want to give a big shout out to Lords. She's doing great. She's actually been with me almost from the beginning, right? 2-3 years ago, and she's been growing and scaling. Yeah, okay, she said it's okay. So she just passed the $10,000 a month mark in revenue, which is great. Yeah, she does a lot of online arbitrage, and the ladies are out there, right? I hate that our industry is really, it seems like it's dominated by males, and I love to see the females taking action and getting results and winning. And just want to give a big shout out to Lords, crushing it, making it happen, letting all the ladies out there know that, you want to know what? It ain't just the guys doing it. We can do it as well, and a lot of times they could do it better. So fantastic job. Sean says, I currently do online arbitrage. Again, it is a rat race, constantly finding new products. With eBay to Amazon, any tips on finding products on eBay with a decent margin? So I'll tell you right now, there's a couple ways to find items. I talk about this in my masterclass. Anyone who wants to check it out, you can go to rakeandprofit.com/E2A masterclass. If you want to learn on your own, do your own thing, perfectly fine. Not here to pitch you guys, but I would say the main ways I source items is Flipmine, okay, sourcing software, my replens list and my leads list, and sourcing directly off of my recent sales on Amazon. So when I sell something on Amazon, I go directly over to eBay. Well, I don't anymore. I have a team who does it. Did you guys know I don't even source anymore? Like, I source probably like an hour or less per week. My team buys everything now. I have a team of, I have 2 virtual assistants who source. They're based in the Philippines, and they buy with all the techniques that I shared. So what I would say is, if you're going to use Flipmine, make sure that you understand how to set up your filters and rules properly. Make sure that you understand how to read Keepa charts, and make sure that you don't get tricked by overly inflated Keepa charts, at least over the last 30 days. You want to take a look at the historical data, and you want to be realistic with your prices, and you want to check the buy box statistics. That's my best advice there, but there's a million deals out there. If you can't find items flipping from eBay to Amazon, you don't know what you're doing. I'm sorry. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but there's people out there, they're like, oh, there's no deals, it's saturated. Are you smoking crack? There's literally a million deals out there. It's insane. We haven't even talked about Amazon or Facebook Marketplace. It is absolutely insane how many deals you could find online. And I mean, even online arbitrage too, going from like sourcing from Walgreens, all those different websites, even though, I don't really know too much about that. I mean, I know people who kill it doing that. So, I mean, the deals are just plentiful. It's just, it costs more money. She had all that money from the song Royals to start out. Yeah, exactly. Any suggestions finding sourcing center or what to look for? What's a sourcing center? Do you mean a prep center? Everyone's saying great jobs, Lords. Mike's asking, when you scan a book or DVD and it's not a buy, but there are no FBA items for sale, how do you decide whether to buy it? Ranking. So there's a couple ways that you can do it. If you don't have a lot of data on your app like Scout IQ or Scoutly, the best thing to do is to use Keepa, okay? So Keepa, if you're in the thrift store, you can actually download the Keepa Chrome extension and you can plug in the ASIN. And if you go into the data, it'll share with you historical data of how many drops it's had, like how many sales in the last 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. You can look at the price, historical data on the app. So that's pretty much the best way to do it. And don't read into rank too much. Rank is cool, but you want to be more concerned with monthly sales. Sean says, thanks for all that. eBay to Amazon are all used items, I would assume. Well, you would assume wrong, my friend. Most people think that you can only sell used. I sell almost all new, probably 99.9% new items. So I sell very few used items, but I have multiple students in the masterclass, multiple friends who kill it. Okay. I want to shout out my friend Chrislyn. She does mostly all used electronics and crushes it. I mean, she's doing 10K months as well. Another female crushing it with eBay to Amazon. So if you're going to do books, obviously used. I would never sell a book as new anymore. But DVDs, you could sell them used or new. Electronics, used or new. Tools, I don't know if you'd want to sell tools as used, but I sell them new. Board games, new. Although you could sell board games as used on Amazon under collectible. I mean, I'm surprised Thrift School's not doing eBay to Amazon. It blows my mind, dude. I'm just flipping through the comments. Sean says, I currently do online arbitrage. Oh, I already read that comment. I think I might have gotten through. Thrift School says, teach me. I got you, man. Send me a message. I'll hook you up, brother. You've done a lot for me, man. So the least I could do is put you in the masterclass for free, just because you've helped me out a lot over the years, man. So, I can't give it away for free for everyone, but Thrift School, I owe Thrift School, man. He's been very supportive over the years, coming to the Connecticut thrifting meetups, helping to promote the channel. So I appreciate you. Salem, New Hampshire, good to read BP and Thrift School in the chat. Absolutely. We got some legends in the house. Absolutely. So, Akimbo Gaming, what's going on? Thrift School says, I'll take it. Awesome. Eamon Arrow says, what are your financial goals this year? House, car, vacation, pay off debt. So, I mean, I put a post on my Facebook with my accomplishments and goals and so on and so forth. But I guess just to recap, I'm on the same trajectory, right? I hit the, again, I'm going to sound like a douchebag. I don't mean that, but I hit the $1 million net worth in 2023. So I'm officially a millionaire. Woohoo. It was fun, but now it's just like, whatever. It's cool. Who cares? I feel like being a millionaire nowadays, like, isn't that impressive, just because inflation is so high, right? You heard someone was a millionaire like 10 years ago. It's like, you should celebrate. I mean, I'm obviously proud of myself, but now I want to get to 2. That's the goal. So yeah, I've got some vacations. My girlfriend and I were going to be traveling to Europe. We've got a trip to, we just went to Newport, Rhode Island. We are going to be going to Vermont. We're going to be going to Maine. Yeah, you're probably thinking, Steve, you're from Connecticut. Get the hell out of the cold. I'm going to Miami for the Miami Seller Conference in March. So just a lot of travel, continuing to just build the businesses and adding value. And I know if I add value and, create, good coaching programs and good products and services and, strong systems in my eBay to Amazon business, then the money will come, right? How's Amazon influencer program going? So that's actually a funny story. So if anybody doesn't know, and I'm actually curious because we got thrift stool. He goes to the thrift stores and sits on a stool and scans. I'm curious if Thrift School or Bearded Picker, I'm curious, are you guys doing the Amazon Influencer Program? Because I started this about 4 months ago, and I'm doing over $1,000 profit a month. In the last 30 days, I'm at about $1,200 profit. And I have a really funny story I want to share with you guys. So recently I went on vacation to Maine, Arcadia National Park. Yeah, I went in the cold like a psychomaniac, but I stayed at this cottage on the water. I forgot where I was in Maine at the time. It wasn't Arcadia, but I stayed at this nice place, and it was like $220 for the night. It was on the water. The views were beautiful. It was gorgeous. I loved it. And they had a water heater, right? A tankless water heater that was inside of the cottage, like when I opened up the storage unit. So I reviewed it. I made like a 2-minute video reviewing it, and it was an $1,800 tankless water heater. I don't even know what the heck this thing is. I don't even know they came tankless, but makes sense probably because you're on the water. It was $1,800. I've already sold like 7 of them in the last week and a half since I posted it, and I've made like $300 profit off of it, and I paid for the cottage off of that. And it's just like, it's mind-blowing. Amazon Influencer is really hard to get approved for nowadays. Anyone in my eBay to Amazon Masterclass or Reselling Freedom, we have a whole course for free in there that it's like a 2.5-hour training that, you know, I created, sharing how to sign up, how to get approved, all that stuff. So definitely check that out if you're a member and you're in there. But it's great. I mean, if you get approved and you're in there, it's so cool. You just go around taking little 1 to 2 minute videos of items, sharing your thoughts, giving feedback. And when the video gets posted, it goes on the sales page. And if people click the video and watch it and then purchase, you get a commission, 1%, 3%, 4%, depending on the category. I mean, it's great. It's been slow lately, though. I don't know anyone who's been an influencer. It's been really weird the last week or so. Maybe it's because of the holidays, but yeah, it's great. Damn, that is great thinking, Steve. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how ethical it is, right? I went into the cottage and started reviewing everything, but hey, you know, there's money to be made out there, right? Liz says you should do a 2024 New England meetup. I'm in Maine. That would be great. You know, thrift school, we're due to do another thrifting meetup. I think what we should do is do a meetup and rent a house. We should rent a house, sorry about that, and do a meetup and have fun and like have a whole day of thrifting and whatnot. And let me know if you could hear me, because I just got a phone call. Sometimes it'll get muted if I get a phone call that comes in, even though it's on Do Not Disturb. I don't know how the phone call went through. But yeah, let me know if you can hear me still, because sometimes if a phone call comes in, it'll just like mess up the whole entire system. So let's just make sure you guys, okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, I want to do an Airbnb. If only folks promise to come and behave themselves, you know, no murdering the YouTubers. No, I'm just kidding. Do you think there is a ceiling to E2A? I think I'm stuck at 10 to 15,000. There's no ceiling, honestly. I mean, I have a friend, there's obviously a ceiling somewhere, but I have a friend who's doing 100,000 a month, and he's planning on, I just did a coaching call with him and his whole team. He's planning to get to $300,000 a month, and he's been growing and scaling rapidly. So there's no ceiling in terms of where you are. I've gotten up to 100,000 a month right now. I think my 30 days is at about 56,000. So it's obviously dropped off because I've sold out of all my inventory. I made the adjustment to a prep center. So I've got a lot of inventory in limbo right now. But if you're stuck at 10 to 15, literally the only reason you're stuck at 10 to 15,000 is you're not spending more money. That's it. That's it. I mean, if you spend more money, you're going to make more money. Considering you have a good sell-through rate, ROI, profit, and you know, you keep your account safe, you're going to scale. Pat says, can you suggest the best book you've read on how to get good mental mindset? Oh, that's a good question. I would say Think and Grow Rich is obviously, you know, probably one of my favorite books. Think and Grow Rich. I like The Compound Effect. That's another great book. Maybe I'll do a video, because I know I'm probably missing out on a ton of them. But you know what? I'm going to do a video in the future that shares maybe my top 10 to 15 books that help with mindset and stuff. You know, anything with Tony Robbins really helps out a lot. So, hey, thank you so much. All right, perfect. So, are there any alternatives to Flipmine? I'm in the UK. Yeah, not really. I'll be honest with you. I know they're trying to come out to UK. I had a talk with the founder of Flipmine probably 3 months ago. They want to go to the UK. We all do. Like, I have softwares too. I have a Replen software that's coming out. That's going to work really well alongside with Flipmine. It's not going to replace Flipmine. I love Flipmine. Flipmine's great, but I have a Replen software, but it's going to be US only. And the reality is it's very expensive to develop softwares, and there's just not a huge market. Like, we're in the United States, so for developers to develop stuff for the UK, it's just so expensive. I don't know why no developers in the UK aren't developing a software for eBay to Amazon. There's freaking money on the table. If you have any software development experience and you're in the UK and you have a following, like, you could make a killing if you built an eBay to Amazon software for the UK and for Canada, because I feel for them, trust me. But the best thing you can do is build a replens list. If you're in the eBay to Amazon masterclass, and again, I hate to keep pitching it, but everything I know is in there. And matter of fact, for anyone who's in the eBay to Amazon masterclass, I put out a post today saying you're not going to hear from me much in the next 2 weeks because I've got 120 new videos coming in the course. I'm actually moving all the old videos out that I've made over the last 2 years and replacing them with 100 plus new videos. If you're in the masterclass, it's going to be 100% free. If you've been thinking about getting it, just know probably within the next 30 to 45 days, those are going to be replaced. But one of the big things that I talk about is manual sourcing. And, anybody can do this. You get yourself a Google Sheet, you build yourself a replens list, you have the title, the ASIN, a shortcut to eBay and your target price and desired stock, and you go and you manually find items you want to source. So maybe there's a DVD in the UK that sells consistently for 60. You probably want to pay, no more than $30. So you put that on your replens list, you go to eBay, you filter it by newly listed or lowest first, buy it now, and then you take that shortcut link, put it in the spreadsheet, and then you get a huge list. I mean, I have over 5,000 of them. And every single day, you just go through one by one and see if anything's available for your price. And even if it's not available, send messages, make best offers, snipe auctions. There's literally a million different ways you could source from eBay, right? I'm not telling everyone to do it, do what you want to do, right? I don't care. Like, I care if, if you're a friend of mine or you're in one of my programs, I care. If not, and you're just a person out there and you're like, hey, I want to thrift, whatever, I don't care. Do what you want. I'm not here to convince you, right? Do whatever you want. That's the best part about business. You get to do what you want, Who gives a damn what anyone else is doing? Do what you want. Do what's working well for you. If you ever came to the UK, I would love to host you. I would love it too. Maybe one day, maybe I'll get my girlfriend and I to go out one time. Not much, just getting to list some stuff. Awesome Tactical. We got Z-Man in the house. Rubber says either you control your mind or it controls you. Yeah, I've gone down to the bottom with that and I've gone to the top. Do a video on that. That would be great. I will do that, Pat. I will add that to the list. Steve, do you use any kind of time management tool or planner? So the big thing that I do, because you have to understand, I have a lot of different businesses that I'm running. Obviously my eBay to Amazon business, but I have, my eBay to Amazon masterclass. I have a membership, Reselling Freedom, where, we're doing 6-7 coaching calls a week. I've got a whole bunch of different things going on. I have over 20 virtual assistants, so I have a lot to manage. So how the heck do I manage my time? How do I manage my to-do list? How do I manage my goals? We run our entire business on the EOS system. E stands for entrepreneurial, O stands for operating, and S stands for system. It's the entrepreneurial operating system. There's a really great book called What the Heck is EOS? And there's another great book called Traction. Those two books will share with you exactly how I operate my business, okay? So my business is very methodical in terms of how I set goals, how I set my rocks, which are my short-term goals for Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. I have a specific way that we go about having team meetings. I have a specific way that I track my KPIs, which are key performance indicators. So check it out. I don't want to bore you guys with all that. I know you guys aren't here to hear all that stuff, but check out the EOS system, okay? What the heck is EOS? That's a great book, and Traction. But I typically run off of to-do lists each and every day for the most part. They said it's very risky in doing eBay to Amazon because Amazon might not accept eBay invoices. I mean, it's true, it's risky, but the reality is and I hate to say it, like the Amazon community talks a lot of talk that they don't really have a lot of experience in. A lot of the people saying like, you're going to get in trouble and all this, like they're trying to just get you to buy their online arbitrage course or their wholesale course. The reality is, how many people here, like Thrift School, how is Thrift School still selling? Can someone please tell me, how is Thrift School still selling? Hey, Thrift School, I want you to show me one invoice. I guarantee he has none. Same with me. I've been doing this for over 10 years. eBay to Amazon is no different than thrifting. It's no different than the garage sales in the sense of we don't have invoices. How the hell have I been doing this for 10 years, but I'm still selling? I wonder. Could someone please answer that for me? I'd like to get an answer. How have I been selling? How do I have hundreds of thousands of friends, literally, and I'm calling friends like people in real life, people from YouTube. How are there literally hundreds of thousands of people who go to thrift stores, do eBay to Amazon, and been doing it for 10 years, but you literally almost hear nobody ever getting terminated? You hear some people getting suspended from time to time. A lot of times they're doing dumb shit. I hate to say it. They're doing really stupid things, right? But how is it possible? Because the reality is there's ways to mitigate the risk. That's all I'm going to say. There's ways to mitigate the risk. If you're going to be a dumbass and you're going to do stupid things and you're going to buy super risky products and you're going to sell items where the brand's on the listing and there's only one seller and there's huge keeper drop-offs, you're going to be gone. Bye-bye. But if you're not an idiot, you use your head, you're going to be fine. Now, is there a chance that one day I can make a video and say I'm gone? It's possible. Especially if I keep scaling, it's possible. That's why I keep saying it, because I never want to like have that day come where like someone's like, told you so. It's like, well, there's a chance. Hasn't happened so far. So, that's all I could say. But I got to get going, guys. We're actually getting ready to get hit with a snowstorm in Connecticut right now. So I'm sitting, I'll show you guys. I'm sitting in front of Savers right now. Hey, Jesse, you know this Savers right here, man. You've been here. I'm over here in Manchester, Connecticut. So I'm going to get rolling, guys. Much love. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing, for bringing the heat, the questions. Thanks everyone who's a part of the programs and the mentorships, and for the folks who just come and engage and have fun and bring the positivity. I appreciate it. With that being said, much love, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.